So because that just like jumped in right into it, I didn't even get my YouTube one up. So now both of them are up. Hopefully you guys can see me. This is Jonas Brasco. There's not much I can say. I'm not even shocked is the thing that's frustrating. Fulham has always had a hard time with Bournemouth. So yeah, there's not much else I can really say about it. I can't be like, poor Fulham, they couldn't get it done. And I was like, no, there is not. This is a 6-point match. Bournemouth wins, they can go up top of Fulham, or they'll be tied with Fulham, but Fulham does have the goal differential. And with 4 minutes in, it's a question of just what is Fulham going to have to do to both get into this game, but also just, make sure there's some life at the end of the tunnel. Because it doesn't have to be an immediate response, but there's so much that has to be done. Muniz got the start over Raul. Sessegnon has been great. But Bournemouth, again, their speed, getting to the ball, all of those things are things Fulham is just struggling with right now. And as you can see, we've changed some things around, got the green screen up. Hopefully, this is going to lead to a better quality stream as well. But, sheesh. Wow. Not much I can say about that. Just, wow. And with that, I know that everything is running the way it's supposed to. Keeping our speed low, not dropping any frames. But with these lineups, and Fulham is still, for the most part, pretty healthy. Harry Wilson's out with a foot injury, and Reece Nelson, he injured his hamstring. But it doesn't matter. Bournemouth with the ball again. Tries to center it. Fulham gets to it. There was no one in the box, but this game could have easily been 2-0. This game could have easily been 2-0. And something has to get, ignite something in Fulham right now. Because it's just, I'm looking. It was Anderson who blew that. So now I know that. And you may hear it echo for a second. But more than anything else, I just mainly wanted to make sure everything's being heard loud and clear. There are closed caption options for the Twitch stream if you want to check those out. Quick mic adjustment. Checking one. All right, keep removing the long hair. The commentators, they're not good. Not right now. But I can't. Dortmund with the ball again, outside the box. Bassi gets to it. Trying to get a break for Sessegnon. But there's no one in the box for Fulham. Sessegnon gets himself into the box. They're tried to find someone. Fulham wasn't there. And they're going to call Castagna on the foul. Went over the back. And the Vitality is one of the smaller stadiums in the Premier League, but also one of the more intimate. Because after all, it's not about how big your stadium is. It's like if your team's quality, you deserve to be here. And one thing that needs to be kept in mind is this match is big for both teams. Like very, very big. This is a 6-point match. Both of these teams are shooting for Europe. Whether it's the Champions League, the Europa League, or or conference, Robinson, just the captain, just has not had a good day. But Fulham is going to have the first corner of the game. And let's see what we can do with this. It's usually Pereira who kicks the corners, and that's going to happen again. Fulham has not been great on corners, and it's still the case today. This is not a lack of trying. Fulham is just not a strong corner team. And what's actually interesting about this, just trying to take a quick look. No shots on target for Fulham. One shot on target for Bournemouth. 1-0. And because of goal differential now, Bournemouth, if live table, Bournemouth would be 8th, Fulham would be 9th. Again, this is when I said a 6-point match. And of course, talking a little bit about Tyler Adams, which this is my first time actually getting to watch him outside of a U.S. shirt. So it's going to be, I'm hoping what we're going to see out of him is actually going to be, actually, I won't say quite impressive, but something, to give. Bournemouth crossed into the box, shot off the woodwork. Woo! Fulham dodged a bullet there. Ooh! That was dodge. Trying to get something. They have a hard time getting the ball into the box. But the thing is, you get the ball in there, anything can happen. But the first thing is to get the ball into the box. Possession's fine. Passing is fine. But the ball has to go into the box. Cross into the box. Sessegnon gets it down. Iwobi has it. Iwobi tries to shoot, and it is deflected. Castagna's able to keep Bournemouth in the Fulham half because they were about to break again. Ryan Sessegnon, with his speed, is putting the pressure on. But they're now showing, of course, is showing a replay because it was a shot. It was Kevin Nielsen. He just too much power on it. Leno was beat, but nonetheless, yeah. So nevertheless, they made it happen. I mean, I mentioned the possibility that this is a trap game for Fulham, but that's not it. You can't even say that. It doesn't matter who you be at the top of the table. You beat who you play. If you can't do that, it doesn't matter. Actually, again, Fulham maintaining possession but not able to really get any attacks or shots on goal. And so we now have a free kick. Pereira's going to take it. We're going to see if anything... It's wild. We got people in the box, but it goes straight to the keeper. There has to be... That's the thing. There has to be something... to help out with that. All right, that's interesting. Continuing on. Bournemouth just doing a great job of just maintaining possession. They know Fulham is playing defensive, so they're not really going to attack the ball that much. But Fulham is trying to, tell me that I'm wrong. But even though they tried to kick into their half, there's no one there to do anything. Hudson just heads it back to the keeper. We saw a quick glimpse of the Fulham bench. And since it seems like that may be where we have to talk, where we got to be going next, let's take a look at what is happening on the bench. Your strikers are Willian and Jimenez. Traore is on there as long as Tom Carney to hold the ball. Harrison Reed. Emil Smith-Rowe, which I wasn't sure if he's going to be in this one. King Kenny Tete, after making his first appearance off the bench last week. Cuenca, and of course, Steven Benda. Hopefully we will not see him, because that means something's wrong with Leno. Let's switch back to the current lineup. Any changes will be reflected later on in the game. Ball goes back to Leno. Leno's just going to boot it. But yeah, Bournemouth is definitely a more aggressive team. More confident. There is a foul. But that was very, very quick. Didn't even really allow him to get the free kick. This may... I wouldn't be surprised if we actually have a first half substitution with the way this is. The thing is, every game counts. Every game's important, but... Ooh. Clash. Sessegnon kind of hit him with the shoulder. It was not it really wasn't a headshot. Meantime, Bournemouth with the ball again. They had people outside, so that's why they couldn't get the shot off. There's a shout for handball on Bournemouth's side. He's saying not, but it may be VAR. Ellison takes a shot. Oh, Castagna, it goes off the forearm. All right. It's a corner for Bournemouth, but no penalty. Corner, fall corner. Fulham hasn't been able to get it out. Pop up. There'll be another corner for Bournemouth. Bournemouth will with another corner. Fulham gets on it, goes straight to. Oh man, that was Cook. But Cook couldn't get it on frame. It's going to be a goal kick for Fulham and maybe just a little bit of a reprieve. This has not been a great match for him. We got a free kick happening. Ball goes back to Leno. With the deflection, they're on the break again. They slow it down. Tried to make something happen. Sessegnon gets it. Fulham has it. Still, Bournemouth swaps. No one on the break, but now. Oh, okay, that was ugly. Sanderberg tried to run with it. Collision. There was nothing pretty about that. Pereira with a nice little back. Sanderberg is not someone who runs. And then free kick. Bournemouth has actually been very aggressive. They have 6 fouls on this game so far, well, to Fulham's 4. And they just not mentioned 426 fouls. Sessegnon in the box, couldn't get anything on it. Danger's not quite over for Bournemouth yet. Tries to get back into Sessegnon. There is a trip, it looks like, outside the box, but there's no call. Wait, ooh. That was interesting. I'm looking at that back foot. Kind of dragged behind. But it was a foul, but I think you're going to see more of that. This chippy play, I'm not complaining. This isn't going to be pretty ball. Anderson kicks it out. It's going to be a throw in for the Cherries. Okay, that feels just way too weird to come out of my mouth, so I'm not going to say that again. I know that's their nickname, but yeah, it just feels weird saying that. So we're going to cut that out, and we're going to keep moving on. And the thing about Fulham is they're not a fast team. They're not a tall team. They got to take advantage. Muniz, shot. He drags it. Muniz had a little bit on the break. He just drags it. He drags it wide across the goal to the left side. Pereira was onside, but it just was. Pereira was back. They was trailing behind two Bournemouth players. There was no way he was gonna be able to catch up. In the meantime, the goal scorer gets it towards center, and it is knocked away by Fulham. But the crowd is up for it. Pereira, does Pereira have a shot at this? Pereira does have a shot at this. Worth trying to get. No one in the center. Pereira going to the outside of the box. Gets the keeper trip. Sessegnon tries to turn. Still no chance. Sasa Lukic tries to make something happen. Fulham has men in the box, but all of them are short. Small shot and it looked like it was Muniz. Muniz tried to shoot it. It was straight at the keeper. But finally, Fulham has a shot on goal. And you're just looking, there's six Bournemouth players in the box and two Fulham players. Nothing was going to happen there. In the meantime, Dango had a great chance. Sasha Lukic with the Castagna with the deflection. This is why is Sandberg having the ball? Pereira. It's going to go out for a corner. Fulham has to find something, but at least the game has picked up in the last few minutes. It's like they've calmed down just a little bit, but it's still not enough to make anything happen. For anyone that's watching, again, give thanks. Muniz with the header, but the header again straight at the keeper, but still better play it, a little bit more aggressive. But again, there is 6-7 Cherries and not enough Fulham players. But that is going to count as a save. So there's nothing else. There's not much more I can say about that. What I've found very interesting, it's like the shot total is now tied in this game. Fulham actually now has more shots on goal. But still, no goals. Fulham's able to get the ball out. But it's back to Bournemouth. Bournemouth possession. They can slow it down, work around. They get by the captain, and it's going to be a corner for Bournemouth. All right, corners happen. Bassey heads it out. It's going to be another corner for Bournemouth. All right, take a minute to all right, everyone take a minute to breathe. It's going to be another corner. Lewis Cook is taking it. Or Bournemouth. It's going to be a short corner towards the corner. Tries to get it back towards that. Oh, well, I think he was going for that right side, but it just sailed over. So it's going to be a goal kick for Fulham. All right, we've now just hit the 37th minute. All right. Oh. Header! Sessignon, but it was straight towards the keeper again. Sessignon, he's there. Out jumps Sensei, and it's just again right at the keeper. And believe me, Bournemouth with the break. But there was no one in the center that could get to the ball first. Leno has it. It's going to be, he's going to throw it. Well, actually, he's holding it right now. Just a little bit about Vitality Stadium. And that's only because of sponsorship reasons. Known normally as Dean Court. One of the smaller. Oh. Looking, that's a jump. Muniz with the header, but he was pushed. And now Fulham has another free kick. But it is one of the, as far as capacity, this is only an 11,000 seat stadium. So it's small, but it's intimate. And as it stands right now, they're 8th in the table. So the fans are enjoying and getting to see some good football right now. Bournemouth has been here since 1910. And also, as you see back here, I'm now using a green screen, which I think will not scare people nearly as much as my room. Well, it's still my room, but you get what I'm saying. In the meantime, Fulham gets possession, trying to get forward. Anthony Robinson was struggling there. One thing I'm learning really quick is Sanderberg is very uncomfortable with the ball. And Kirkitz earns the goal kick from Sessegnon. If you're a Fulham fan, while you may not enjoy the score, you've at least been fighting in this game. It's like once you got those first, that first couple of minutes, you've been a lot more aggressive. Please, oh my, Sanderberger, please get rid of the ball. Sanderberger, please get rid of the ball. Thank you. And it has to go back to Leno. One of Fulham's strong points is possession, but at the same time, you can tell that there's certain people who don't normally have the ball, and Sanderberg is definitely one of them. He hasn't done bad, but it is very clear that it is awkward. The possession's just barely in Fulham's favor. But while we're getting closer to half, we're going to talk about what Fulham has on the bench, because who do you put in this situation? You need the defense of Sanderberg, but you also need to be able to that Tom Carney possessing the ball. I don't know if unless Fulham has the lead, I don't think you put in Tete yet. Cuenca has not been but Anthony Robinson trying to get the ball, it doesn't happen. Trying to get center, but Fulham again with another corner. Pereira's going to take it. This is going to be the third corner of the game for Fulham. Corner goes to the outside. Anderson tried to get it to Muniz, couldn't get to it. Still, Fulham gets people outside the box. Tries to get it in again. Bournemouth deals with the danger. Iwobi gets it back. Anderson is cool. Yeah, Anderson is clipped, and there's going to be a ticket. That's the thing. Studs up, bottom of the shin. It's a card. Marcos Senesi with the yellow. I misspoke his name earlier by calling him Sensei. That is not what he's called. This may add another minute of stoppage, but yeah, Anderson, he has the ball. Since it's the studs. Beyond that, it's a decent challenge, but if the studs weren't up, because he does get the ball, but the studs are up, it clips him it clips Anderson in the bottom of the shin. That's why it's a yellow. Reckless challenge? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean it was a bad one. Pereira with the Bournemouth with the break. Fulham's able to get back, but he's still possessing the ball. But Fulham finally gets some people back, able to slow it down. But still, Bournemouth maintaining possession, still gets it into the box. It's not over yet. Another Fulham knocks it out, but still Bournemouth with possession. We got 2 minutes of stoppage. Defensively, Fulham has been a lot better for the second part of the first half. But the ball has to be able to get in the net. And the keeper for Bournemouth has been really good. And that's the thing. Bournemouth, they're just holding the ball now. Can't blame them. And now Bournemouth is trying to be a little bit more aggressive. Shot. Leno had to dive for that. And Leno had to make the save. Bournemouth now with the corner. Nothing happening. Sessegnon's going to kick it away. Whistle's going to go. We're now at halftime. So, and at the end, first half, 1-0. And I'm closing that out because that was kind of annoying. But nonetheless, we have come to halftime with a 1-0 score. Fulham struggling to find the net, but they have been a lot more aggressive and a lot better since the beginning of this game. Still, this has been I think what makes this more or less interesting is the fact that Fulham has been more aggressive. And it took them a while to get to that point. But this is still all Bournemouth. At the end of the day, it's 1-0. And if I had to talk about the stat that gets me the most right now, well, that's not it. That's the next stream for me. It's gonna be a hot minute, due to the holidays with Easter and stuff. So I won't be here for the Chelsea game or the Southampton game. But if nothing else, let's go to the stat line. And I will get rid of that score ticker because we're trying to do this fancy. That's the thing. Possession's good. Things did not update. Okay, I see what happened there. But those are your stats. Fulham with shots on goal, Bournemouth with fouls committed, corners, offsides. It's been an interesting game. It's definitely been an interesting game. If you are Bournemouth, you are happy about this. You've leapfrogged Fulham. You still have a great shot at Europe. If you're Fulham, you're not happy how this game started, but you're not out of it yet. You got people on the bench. I mean, you still got that Raul Jimenez. You do got Tom Carney. You do have Emile Smith-Rowe. You have Kenny Tete. You have people who can come in and shake some things up. But it was a great start for Bournemouth. Anderson was beat. Kabassi was beat. Leno, I don't know if Leno could have done better. I honestly don't know if Leno could have done better. But what's done is done. And the score now is Fulham down 1-0 to Bournemouth. This is Jonas Brasco. I'm hoping you're enjoying this game. I may not be enjoying the score, but I am glad that they are being a little bit more aggressive. So in that aspect, I am appreciative. But I am going to take a quick breather, get some water. Hopefully for people who've been watching this game, same thing. You'll get some water, you'll chill, maybe get something to eat. But it's been a slightly frustrating watch. Especially Muniz had a great chance earlier. He had a little bit, was able to dispossess the defender and just dragged it wide left. But as the chances were happening, didn't matter. The number 5s collided for the only yellow card in the game. But beyond that, this has not been a bad game. It's just not much else I can say. It's just that Fulham had the shots, but just could not get them on net. They couldn't get anything on net, and that's not much else I can say. Once again, small breather. And for those who are watching, I hope you're enjoying this. It's been rough. But it's not impossible. None of this has been impossible. None of this is out of reach. You also got to remember that Fulham was down 1-0 to Liverpool. And they were able to strike back and make something happen. So let us not count ourselves out of this one. In fact, we're going to do our best to be calm. Maybe listen to some nice ambient music. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But I'm going to mute the mic, and I'll be back.
Five with new sizzling skillets and steak.
Why do dermatologists worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay? Effective skincare like La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer delivers double action to help repair skin's barrier and provide 48-hour hydration for healthy-looking skin. La Roche-Posay.
One change of note for Bournemouth. It comes at center back, Zabarny for Senesi. And Bournemouth begins this half, as you can see, with a 1-0 lead over Fulham. All right, Tim, Fulham as they look to get even here.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at this change. Senesi just had a really poor first half.
All right, we'll see you right back here after the match. Until then, enjoy the second half. It's 1-0 Bournemouth.
The second half, with Fulham to repair damage still if they can. What happened in the first minute of the first half. They certainly had opportunities to do that on the half-time whistle when at times looked the more dangerous side, but Bournemouth with this ability to counter-attack at such great pace. It's the modus operandi that produced the opening goal.
And we are back. It may not show there, but we are back. The second half has started. And I'm just trying to do my best to sync it up. So give me a quick second. To where I'm at. The crowd's trying to get Fulham back into this. We're now in the 47th minute. No changes have happened yet. And let's get that current Fulham lineup with Leno, Robinson, Bassi, Anderson, Castagna, Sasser Lukic, Sanderberg, Iwobi, Pereira, Sessegnon, and Rodrigo Muniz. On the other side for Bournemouth, we got Kepa, Kurtzkes, Hudson, Senesi, Adam Smith, Tyler Adams, Lewis Cook, Semenyo with the only goal of the game, Scott, Dango, and Evanson. Sessegnon with the ball, getting it out to Iwobi. Iwobi to Robinson. Robinson with the cross, but there's no one on the other end. And Bournemouth retakes possession. Fulham with the ball again. Robinson just lets it. It just goes through his legs. The crowd's having some fun with it. And if you're Fulham, there's nothing else I can say. Don't take anything for granted moving forward. Evan Nielsen went down for a moment. Right now, it's still slightly slow half. Nope. No shots on goal or anything has happened. Fulham has to stay aggressive here. Apologies, there will be some mastication happening while you are watching the second half. My wife made me a lovely spinach pie. And I don't care how bad that sounds in regards to the posh nature of Fulham supporters. But if you get good food, you eat the good food. Fulham gives the ball away again. It's just being... Anderson couldn't get to it. Evanilson is down. Looks like he's holding his shoulder. Looks like it's right shoulder. Trainers are coming out. Meantime, I don't know if it's dislocated, but just for those who don't know what happened this weekend, Spurs had a hard time with Wolves. Wolves won 4-2. Newcastle destroyed Man U 4-1. Liverpool holds off West Ham after a really, really interesting few minutes, 2-1. Chelsea and Ipswich draw. Arsenal and Brentford draws. Aston Villa is Aston Villa beats Southampton 3-0. Now that they're relegated, Southampton is just I don't know. Actually, I do know. Southampton needs 1 point just to tie, because currently they are the worst team in Premier League history. They're trying not to be Derby County. Everton beats Nottingham Forest. Brighton and Leicester draw. And then Man City with that 5-2 win over Palace. So I know we hadn't really talked about the stuff that's happened this weekend, but that's what's happened this weekend. Bournemouth still continuing to have possession. But it's almost not needed right now. And Bournemouth, this would be their first win in a while. Last 5 game draws with West Ham and Tottenham, and then losses to Brentford, City, and Ipswich. But this is one of those games, I can't even call it a trap game. It's just, it's middle of the it's middle of that lower part of the top half of the table. You're fighting for Europe. And there wasn't offsides. which I know we haven't talked about yet, but yeah, Bournemouth now, they've been offsides twice. Robinson tried to loop it up over to Iwobi, but but now Robinson with the throw in, and it should also be noted, Fulham does not do great against Bournemouth. I need to check my score sheet, but I know as of recent, Fulham has only gotten 2 wins, and I don't think either of them was at the Vitality. And another Bournemouth player is down. And it looks like it's Scott. Alex Scott. There's some movement on the bench for Fulham. It's currently the 55th minute, so I'm not really surprised. And so many crosses. Fulham on the break. Pereira with the ball. Tries to slot it to Sessegnon, but Sessegnon wasn't quick enough. Lukic out to the side to Robinson. Robinson going into the box. You know a cross is coming. Didn't happen. Back to Sanderberg. Back to Robinson. Iwobi's trying to help get something happening. Robinson tried to slot again. This has not been a good game for the captain. Tyler Adams did have a shot. Again, this is my first time watching him outside and outside of a U.S. shirt, but Leno with the kick save to deny. This is one of those games where you don't want to... Okay, this may be a triple sub. I see Jimenez, I see Chamcarney, and I see Traore. And let me check just to make sure, because all three... Okay, they're saying looks like because Sessegnon grabbed the shirt, fouled, and I understand why, which is frustrating because I think he knows his day is done. The whistle is being blown. Substitutions are being made. Looks like Traore is going to come in for Sessegnon. Oh, good God. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm going to sound really bad, but Sanderberg just seems so awkward on the ball. Sandberg just doesn't need to have the ball. All right, with all that said and done, the subs have been put into the current lineup. And it was done before the 60th minute, which I'm more or less happy about. I mean, you still got half an hour to try to make something happen. You still got another striker with Willian on the bench. So just to give people an idea of who is left on the bench, you got Benda, Kawanka, Tete, Emil Smith Rowe, Harrison Reed, and Willian. And that may be, I know this is going to sound bad, but that may be the next person who needs to come off is probably Mr. Anderson. Sorry, Mr. Robinson. Robinson with the foul. And that is probably going to be a yellow. Yeah, there was no... And there was a substitution on the Bournemouth side, so I apologize. I will make that change as well. All right, we made the correction. Nonetheless, this is a Bournemouth corner. There's going to be some time wasting from here on out. Cross into the box. Nothing happening there. Tom Kearney trying to get it out to a Wilby, but it's cut off. Currently 63rd minute. Same score. Bassey with the header knocks it out. I don't think you can go. I don't think you can go to the bench right now for Fulham. I think you need to stick with what you have and see if just maybe you can get something going on goal. Oh, there was a cross. It's gone down. Iwobi has it. Iwobi with the cross. Header out of the box. And what a great jump to maintain possession. Alex Scott is going out for Bournemouth. Now the throw in for Fulham. Tavernier has come in for Alex Scott. Robinson with the throw in again. Back to Bassi. Anderson try to get it to the corner. To Traore, and that's why he has a shirt tucked in. Kirkez tried to grab it. And not just the shirt, he's oiled up too. Gets the cross. Jimenez is blocked out. And the ball goes back. Leno has to come out for it. And now they're going to try to get it back to the Bournemouth side of the pitch. Tried to be fancy. We're not worried about that. Iwobi gets past. Is Iwobi going to shoot? Iwobi shoots. Keeper with the save. It's going to be a corner, but that was a good shot by Iwobi. Iwobi makes the defender, trips up the defender. The shot goes for that left corner. Keeper saw it all the way. Nice two-hand save to knock it back for a corner. Pereira again, straight to the keeper. Keeper knocks it back. Pereira with the cross, again straight to the keeper. Emil Smith-Rowe looks like he's going to come in. Iwobi gets it out to Jimenez. Straight at the goalie. Straight at the keeper. Again. Wow. Oh, a bad tackle by Tom Carney. That should be a yellow card, and that is going to be. It was a bad lunge. There's no other way I can describe it. It was late. It wasn't at the ball. It's a yellow card. And Emil Smith Rowe is going to go in for Andreas Pereira. Pereira, not a bad game, just not a good one. Anderson trying to get the ball out. Was able to do it. With Rowe on the bench, off the bench, then that means only one sub left for Fulham. We're gonna see who may need to come in for this. Smith Rowe outside. Smith Rowe with the shot. Again, right at the keeper. They gotta find some way to maybe cross that over. But Smith Rowe, it wasn't bad. Just the keeper sees it. The keeper is there. And it's frustrating to watch. Nonetheless, it is still a 1-0 game. Bournemouth still holding on. Bassey boots the ball. I don't know if anyone... Yeah, I don't think a Fulham person got their head on it. Obi throws it in for Robinson. Robinson's waiting for someone to kind of get there. Iwobi has it now. Boots it, gets it to Robinson. Robinson trying to get the ball into their Kearney. Can he get the cross in? No, he cannot. Gets it back out to Lukic. Iwobi trying to get into the box. Passes it. Trying to get Lukic, but Bournemouth makes the interception. No fouls. Bournemouth doing a great job with the ball. Fulham gets it back. Lots of swarming, scrappy play. Fulham maintaining possession and just holding on to it for a minute. Bassey has it. Having to pass it back to Sasha Lukic. Sorry, Castagna. Well, I say Lukic. It's 20-21. Robinson, the cross. And the flag goes up. Fulham with their first offsides of the game. With as many crosses as Robinson does, it wouldn't be necessarily a bad idea to just try to go for that back right corner. While the keeper, while Kepa is down, getting a little bit of treatment. Fulham is taking some time, get some drinks, talk some strategy. Pretty much a water break right now for everybody. And now the keeper is just, adjusting, killing some time. We are approaching the 74th minute of this game. Nice boot by the keeper. Goes back to Leno. Oh, man. Boot for Bassey. The ref nearly got that one. Gets to Iwobi. Back. Tom Carney trying to find on the corner, but it doesn't happen. And it's going to be a goal kick for Bournemouth. It's not, again, if you're Fulham, this has not been a bad game, but it is very clear that there is just nothing. And there's now the, yeah. It was Anderson, Castagna, but first Anthony Robinson. This may be one of his worst performances of the season so far. There's no other way to describe it. Moving forward, Marco Silva has one sub left. There is a break. Robinson is onside. There's an appeal for handball, but no, Robinson centers it to Carney. Carney, again, right at the keeper. They're saying it was handball, but because nothing happened from it, there were no calls. Traore tries to with the foul, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a throw-in for Bournemouth. Oh, excuse me. Shots are even. The possession hasn't been bad, but this is... But the stat that matters the most is the scoreline. And Bournemouth has a possible opportunity for a break, but Anderson kicks it back to Leno. This is where I can't even say Fulham excels at, but this is what most people, when they see Fulham, we can possess the ball. We're being a little bit more aggressive, but they're still, and their shots. Still, Lukic just couldn't really get anything on it. Smith Rowe looking, we're just trying to figure out what they're going to have to do to beat this keeper. Which the number one thing is, don't shoot it at the keeper. You can't keep shooting the ball at the keeper. And as messed up as this is, Bournemouth gets one more, this game is pretty much over. And as things stand, Bournemouth would go up on Fulham, even though they both will be at 48 points. The difference is the fact that Bournemouth has a plus 12 goal differential. In fact, for any team in the top half of the table, Fulham has scored the fewest goals with 47. The only and the thing is, the closest team that has not scored as many is Crystal Palace in 12th at 41. And I hate that they're saying this, but they're joking on. But the last 5 games for Fulham, win, lose, win, lose, win. '80th minute. And it's just, frustrating where Fulham has had these, 3 out of 5, while Bournemouth is 2 draws, 3 losses. But again, I can't even call this a trap game. This is what happens. Leno got the ball. There are no... Leno, they're trying to see if it's a penalty or not. It is not. And that's the thing. Bert Leno is able to get the ball out. Emerson does go down, but it is not a penalty because it's all ball. But they're still looking at VAR. As far as I'm concerned, Leno comes out, he hits the ball. Because right now he would be the man of the match. And I had said this earlier, but yeah, no penalty. And this is not Fulham bias either. That was no penalty. So looking at this now, we are now creeping on 82nd minute. Still. Leno was going for the ball the entire time. Not trying to take out not trying to take anyone out. Robinson trying to cross into the box. Well, it was going for Traore. Kirkez is there. He knocks it out. It's going to be a corner for Fulham. That's just a great defensive play by Bournemouth. Short corner. Evanilson kicks it out for another corner. Time is ticking. We're now in the 80th. We're about to hit the 84th minute. Deflection. Looks like it was Dango with that one, and it's another Fulham corner. Right now, talking. I think they're going to give it to Williams. It's going to be that final. Another. Come on. Short cross towards the back. There's no one there. There's nothing happening there. And so Williams going to come in for the final change. And Sasha Lukic is going to say goodbye to the day. All right. With William coming in, all Fulham subs have been used. The throw tried to get it. William trying to knock it back, but nearly a foul. And this game, I have a feeling we're going to get a very scrappy finish. It's advantage. 2 fouls. And it looks like and the American Tyler Adams. There is some frustration from Anderson. Bournemouth goes a little crazy with the ball. Tyler Adams with two fouls. But he's going to get the yellow card. And if you're Fulham, you're just like, what are they going to have to do? They tried to get the ball to Robinson. It's nothing. Possession is really being bad right now. Bassey showing what he can do. Just maintaining possession. Gets it to Iwobi. Trying to turn, get past the ref. Williams going on that left side. Into the box. Man, Kearney tried to get someone. Raul was back there. He's onside. He was trying to going for Raul, but no. Houghton with the deflection. There's no one in the box. Yeah. Iwobi to William. Trying to find something. Back towards the center with Iwobi. Now Bournemouth on the Bassey gets it back to Leno. And it is substitution time for Bournemouth. They're going to bring some defense on. Semenyo with a great goal inside 2 minutes. Fulham getting a little testy with the ball. Tom Carney gets it down. Ulster throw. William trying to make something happen. Nothing fancy. The fancy stuff didn't work. Smith Rowe back to William. Goes through the middle. No Fulham player can get on it. Castagna made it. Rowe towards the center. Iwobi shoots. But the aggressiveness of the Bournemouth defense keeps him out. The 90 minutes have passed. All right, 5 minutes of stoppage. Fulham with the Mont. Still. Wilby gets it down. Robinson crosses into the box. Traore's trying to get out there, but the keeper, Kepa comes out, grabs it. Kepa is down. He's gonna waste some time. Actually, a few players down. Traore was trying to catch him. Kepa actually really didn't take anything. It was more the defender. But not much else I can say. If this is how it ends, Bournemouth deserved it. They scored the goal that they needed to, and Fulham couldn't get one back. And with that running, we're in the 94th minute. in the 94th minute. Anthony Robinson. He has it. He needs to. Smith knocks it out. And now we have another viewer for this one. Cross into the box, sails over everybody. And that may be it. If anyone knows how this ends, no spoilers, please. But nonetheless, we're in that 95 minute. Bournemouth has done a great job, not just defensively, but just keeping the ball, killing time. Knocked out from Fulham, by Fulham. Throw in Silva in the hoodie. People, they're calling, Bournemouth fans and everyone, they're calling for the whistle. It's a throw in. Just trying to sail something. Kickball. Maybe one more chance for Bournemouth. Anderson was able to keep the ball in play. The whistle can go off at any time. And that's that. This game is over. If nothing else, you know who wanted this game more than anyone else. And that is that. Literally, the first minute. That's how this ends. Fulham played well. Sorry, actually, I can't even say Fulham played well. 1 minute. That's how this game ends. Because of 1-0 Bournemouth. Because of 1 minute of bad play. I can't even be mad at this result. I'm not even calling it a Fulhamish result. It was just... I'm going to run the stats. Only because in some ways, I can't even believe how this ends. Because for what it's worth, outside of scoring, the rest of the game, Fulham did not do bad. They didn't do well. They lost. They deserved to lose. But they didn't do bad. You have the possession. You have more shots on goal, even though their headers straight towards the keeper. Less fouls, more corners, less offsides. $12 shots on goal. That is 12 shots. That is in any other game, this would be an okay performance. This would actually be an okay performance. But today was not that day. Hey, guy. Sorry, I missed it. Just some... Yeah. Slightly frustrating game. Frustrating stream. First minute, Bournemouth scores. And that's how the game ends. There essentially would literally be 97 minutes of play. Beyond that, 97 minutes of play. 12 shots, 7 on goal. That's it. Semenyo, Anthony Semenyo. Great job. For Fulham, your man of the match is probably your keeper. He was fine, all except one moment. And even with that, Anderson, Bassey, and Anthony Robinson failed him. It was just a break. The defenders were burnt. And that's all she wrote. Due to the Easter holiday and stuff, my next stream is not going to be for a hot minute. It will be on May 5th. No, not May 5th. No Cinco de Mayo. May 3rd at Aston Villa at Villa Park. Round 35. With this game, Fulham has, over the last 6, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. No consistency, except that. There's going to be plenty of talk about how this game was blown, that the coach just did not have the ability to just find some sort of creativity, or they're going to keep talking about how they miss money, which but with that, the 6-point swing went into effect. Bournemouth is now 8 at 48 points. Fulham is now 9th at 48 points. The difference being a plus 8. Sorry, I was being overly aggressive there. Had to check just to make sure. Yeah, a plus 8 goal differential. And things like this is why Fulham is in the place that they are. Fulham has 47 goals. They have the lowest goal total of anyone in the top half of the table. You have to go down to Crystal Palace at 12 to find anyone lower. But in the top half of the table, The next lowest goal scorer is Aston Villa with 49. So maybe, just maybe, something can happen from that. Fulham's European dreams are not done. Fulham's record dreams are not done. They are still 6 points away from being the Fulham team that has the most points in the Premier League. The record is 53. Set by the legendary Seven Heaven team of 2008-2009. So it's been a hot minute since we've been at that point. But I'm going to let this one go. This is just what happens when you're not consistent. I want to thank everyone who joined me on stream today. And no, Ronaldo would not have made a difference both in his regular form or his Fatal Fury form, because the ball wouldn't have made it to him. Too many errant crosses. The captain, Anthony Robinson, maybe one of the worst games I've seen this season. Just unfortunately, not just the bad defense on that first goal, but also just some errant passes that didn't go. And also, and with the exception, and he got a yellow. He was the only one on Fulham that got a yellow today. We literally lost to the team that has committed the most fouls in the Premier League this season. And we still couldn't take advantage of that. But I digress. Oh, sorry. Also, Tom Carney got a yellow. I should also make that clear. I hope everyone has a good evening. Next game's going to be in a few days. Actually, quite a while. The 3rd. There are 2 games that I'm not doing for obvious reasons. The first game, of course, will be the Chelsea game on 4/20. Because, that's Easter. And I won't be here. And then that following Saturday will be against... It's weirdly hard to say that I'm not looking for it's Southampton. Because Southampton actually, they're relegated, but they shut out Fulham earlier this year with a 0-0 draw. Also, this is Fulham's first game since... Actually, no, not even their first game. Because they couldn't score on Crystal Palace at all. And I'm just checking my stats just to make sure. Yeah. So this is going to literally be their 4th game that they have not scored a goal at all. Period. Not counting the cup. Not counting either cups. So good on Bournemouth for doing what they got to do. The countdown is on. There are 6 games left. Chelsea, Villa, and Man City are the only ones left that are above them in the table. Then you got Brentford, Everton, and the already relegated Southampton. You need at least, I think Fulham needs at least, out of the 18 points that are on the table, I think Fulham needs at least 8 to make Europe. You need 6 to break your record, but I think you need 8 to make Europe. Maybe even 10. But I'm being realistic with what I've seen so far. 8 points would be a blessing. I'm going to call it because... Well, actually, I'm going to call it because there's not much else I can really say. There's not really much of a post game that I can really give here. They just didn't do enough. It was one mistake in the first minute that cost them this game, and they were chasing the game the entire time since. The Liverpool game, they were able to come back quickly and then take advantage of that shock to score 3 goals. And then they just had to defend. Bournemouth knew we just got to score 1 goal. And then that was it. The Liverpool game was definitely definitely anomaly. 3 goals from Fulham is crazy. But not even being able to get 1 is frustrating. And one last stat to point out. I'm just going to go ahead and do this because this has been the story of the season. All the Fulham games since the 5th of January, with a 2-2 draw against Ipswich and a 2-2 draw against Bournemouth, every game beyond that is either win or lose. There has not been a draw since the 5th of this year. It is all win, lose, back and forth, back and forth. This is heartbreaking, but it's not over. I said 8 points because the goal is for them to at least, you can get 2 draws. But I can't even say that anymore. You need 6 to break your record. You need 9. You need to win half the games that are left on this schedule to have a shot at Europe. I'm not going to go crazy and be like those teams like, oh, they don't belong there, or even panic. It's just today was not enough. Today was not enough. And all we can do is 9 o'clock, the 20th of April, see if we can beat Chelsea at home. Good luck. Congratulations to Bournemouth. Your season with us, 1 win, 1 draw. Their next match should be interesting as well. They get to play the 19th. They're going to play at Crystal Palace. Because unlike us, they actually have a game in hand. Actually, I may have messed up there. No, they actually do not have a game in hand. They've already scheduled their friendlies. They have 6 games left too. Well, they're going to be at Palace, against Man U, at Arsenal, against Villa, at City, and then in the season against Leicester, where they can just make sure they do not return to the Premier League. Because their time's running out too. But once again, I want to thank everyone who joined me. You know when the next match is. We'll see you on the 3rd of May. If anything changes, I will let people know. Up to Fulham. Take care. That was just a bad game. I can't even be mad. That was just a bad game. So, mm, 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 Mm. A Jedi Falls. choked on cherries. Hmm? Mm.
This is your place?
This is it. This is where the magic happens.
What's that?
Oh, that's my bed. Here, I'll show you. That's nice just to be able to...
Everyone, down on the floor! Get down and stay down! Hit the dirt!
Yes, it's really happening. Just stay down.
Did you bring your gun?
No, I'm off duty. Bring yours?
Yeah, Andy, I always bring my gun to the bank.
I'm sorry. I'm nervous. You know, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm wearing shorts. Now this.
Everyone, down on the floor! Get down!
What's the problem? What the hell's the matter? He can't hurt you. You don't have to be afraid. Who the f*** are you talking to?
Charles Pagano.
How the f*** do you know that?
He says he was your first, but I feel many more.
Hey!
That one's laughing. Poison ivy? He wants to know if it still itches.
Don't f*** with me. What the f*** are they saying?
You really want me to say it?
You and this bullshit. Satanic black magic. Sick shit. Hey, quiz! 23 years of donations to your parish. And this is what this guy sees hanging over me?
You should have never gone to a psychic. It's divination. It's the devil.
But irregardless, I should have had immunity to all of this shit. I should have been covered by my donations. When the priests and the altar boys needed new weights, who picked up the tab?
You should have come to me first, and none of this would have happened. But don't worry, Paul. I'm here. I can help you.
It's too late.
Why not cut to the chase? And I am proposing that we rename the entire planet Trump. In the world that this administration is building.
I can tell you all about the Lord of the Flies. It's a bunch of boys on an island, and they have a conch. They have a shell. Whoever has the conch has the power, and they can talk. And if you don't have the conch, then you don't have the power. And then there's a little chubby boy, and they call him Piggy, and they're really mean. And then there's a murder. I mean, humanity is just nasty, and there's no silver lining.
That's a great synopsis. I still need to read it, though.
I can tell you all about the Lord of the... Did you know that if you add salt inside the cabbage, add it to a pressure cooker with water, let it cook, take it to a bowl, remove the salt, and line a baking dish with the cabbage leaves. In a bowl, add ground beef, carrot...
Bailey Humphrey.
What the hell was that? That looked really good.
Bailey Humphrey.
What the hell was that? That looked really good.
Bailey Humphrey.
What the hell was that? That looked really good.
Bailey Humphrey.
What the hell was that? That looked really good.
Bailey Humphrey.
What the hell was that? That looked really good.
Bailey Humphrey.
What the hell was that? That looked really good.
Bailey Humphrey.
What the hell was that? That looked really good.
Bailey Humphrey.
What the hell was that? That looked really good.
Bailey Humphrey.
promise to cut taxes from the rich and use the poor as a cheap source of teeth for aquarium gravel.
Yeah, that'll show those poor.
Why are you cheering, Fry? You're not rich.
True, but someday I might be rich, and then people like me better watch their step.
I promise to cut taxes from